One question that has divided American farmers for years. Do you pay for pure, brutal horsepower, or do you pay for the future? On one side, the Fendt 1050 Vario, a German-engineered monster that costs as much as a house in many rural American regions. On the other, the John Deere 8R410, the machine that built empires, won harvests, and defined what American farming looks like. Before this video is over, you will understand exactly which one of these machines will make you more money, and which one might quietly destroy your balance sheet. Contenders and stakes. Let's set the stage because the numbers here are not small. The Fendt 1050 Vario comes in at roughly $650,000 to $700,000 fully configured. That is not a typo. That is not a lease deal. That is a near $750,000 commitment to a single piece of machinery. The John Deere 8R410, fully loaded with precision ag packages, lands between $500,000 and $550,000. You are looking at a difference of well over $100,000 between these two machines before you even turn a key. The Fendt 1050 Vario runs a man-built six-cylinder engine displacing 12.4 liters, engineered around the Fendt ID concept, a system designed to deliver massive torque at extremely low constant engine speeds. No boost gimmicks, no aggressive RPM spikes, just a relentless wall of low-end torque that protects the drivetrain, cuts fuel consumption, and keeps the operator in full control without drama. The John Deere 8R410 answers with a John Deere PowerTech PSS engine displacing 13.5 liters, delivering 410 horsepower, raw, unfiltered, American-built muscle. Both of these machines are designed for large-scale row crop operations. Both handle heavy tillage, massive implements, and high-acre seasons without flinching. But they are built on completely different beliefs about what farming should feel like and what it should cost to run. Power and torque, performance in the field. Here is where things get complicated and interesting. On paper, the John Deere 8R410 has the larger displacement engine, 410 horsepower, massive torque output, and the kind of low-end grunt that farmers in the Corn Belt have depended on for decades. This engine does not need to think. It pulls, it pushes, it does not apologize. And here is what makes the John Deere 8R410 genuinely compelling for serious American operators: the E23 PowerShift transmission. While John Deere does offer a CVT option known as the Auto Power IVT on certain configurations, many large-scale producers at this power level actively choose the E23 PowerShift for a reason. It delivers direct mechanical, predictable power transfer under extreme load conditions, the kind of hard-working efficiency that farms running 24 or 36-row precision planters across thousands of acres rely on season after season. It is not outdated thinking. It is a deliberate choice made by experienced operators who understand their land. The Fendt 1050 Vario counters with something remarkable: the Vario continuously variable transmission, widely considered one of the most advanced CVT systems in modern row crop agriculture. There are no gear shifts. There is no power interruption. The transmission reads the load in real time and adjusts torque delivery with a precision that offers real advantages on hillside operations, in wet soil conditions, and during precision tillage where maintaining a consistent ground speed across variable terrain directly affects yield outcomes. Combined with the Fendt ID engine concept, that massive, low RPM torque philosophy built into the MAN engine, the Fendt 1050 manages field operations with a smoothness that genuinely separates it from the competition. Several European field tests and operator reports suggest CVT-equipped tractors can improve fuel efficiency under variable load conditions, particularly on uneven terrain and mixed application work. Raw power versus intelligent power. That is not a marketing phrase. That is the actual engineering debate happening inside these two machines every second they are running in your field. Operating costs and fuel, the real financial war. Buying the tractor is one conversation. Running it is an entirely different one. And this is where most farmers make or break their equipment investment. The John Deere 8R410 burns approximately 12 to 14 gallons of diesel per hour under full-load tillage operations, pulling large-scale implements. At current American diesel prices, averaging around $3.70 per gallon, That is $44 to $52 per operating hour in fuel alone. Run this machine for 1,000 hours in a season, which is not unusual on a large Midwest operation, and you are looking at $44,000 to $52,000 in fuel cost for a single season. The Fendt 1050 Vario, with its Vario CVT and the Fendt ID low RPM engine concept working together, burns approximately 11 to 13 gallons per hour under comparable conditions. The gap is not dramatic in isolation, but across a 1,000-hour season, the efficiency advantage translates to a real-world fuel savings that compounds meaningfully year after year, particularly on operations with variable terrain and mixed implement loads. Maintenance costs tell a different story. The John Deere 8R410 benefits from the most extensive dealer network in American agriculture. There are over 1,500 John Deere dealerships across the United States. Parts availability is unmatched. A dealer is almost never more than a reasonable drive away from any major farming county in America. Fendt operates through AGCO's dealer infrastructure, which is significantly smaller in North America. In many Midwest regions, John Deere's dealer infrastructure can dramatically reduce downtime during planting season, and that speed of support is a genuine competitive advantage that cannot be ignored when you are running 24 or 36-row planters against a narrow weather window. Some American Fendt operators have reported longer service wait times in remote regions due to smaller dealer coverage. A machine sitting idle during peak season does not just cost you repair time, it costs you yield, and yield lost during optimal conditions does not come back. This is not an argument against Fendt. It is an argument about risk management, and every serious American farmer understands that geography is part of your equipment decision, whether you want it to be or not. Technology, comfort, and ego. The cab experience. If you have never sat inside a Fendt 1050, you do not understand what this machine actually is. This is not a tractor cab. This is a command center. The Fendt 1050 Vario features the Fendt Variotronic touchscreen terminal, fully integrated with ISOBUS, satellite guidance, section control, variable rate application, and an operator interface that rivals anything you will find in modern precision agriculture. The seat is air suspended with lumbar adjustment. Noise levels in the cab are among the lowest ever measured in a production agricultural tractor. Fendt engineers obsessed over operator fatigue because on a 500-acre day, driver fatigue directly impacts operational accuracy, which directly impacts your bottom line. But John Deere does not come to this fight unprepared. The 8R410, equipped with the John Deere Operations Center and AutoTrack Precision Guidance System, gives American farmers something that arguably Fendt's North American ecosystem cannot yet fully match: deep platform integration. John Deere's Precision Ag platform connects your tractor data, your planter data, your combine data, your field maps, and your agronomic decisions into one unified digital environment. For farmers already running John Deere combines and planters, the 8R410 does not just fit into the operation, it makes the entire operation smarter. John Deere's AutoTrack guidance system maintains accuracy to within approximately 1 inch under RTK signal conditions. The integration between the 8R and large-scale precision planters running ExactEmerge technology creates a level of agronomic precision that a decade ago would have required an entirely separate technology investment. Ego matters in this. Category 2, and anyone who tells you it does not, has never pulled into a co-op in a new Fendt. The 1050 is a status object. It signals that you are not just farming, you are operating at a different level. For some American farmers, that conversation starter carries real weight. For others, it is entirely irrelevant. Know which category you fall into before you sign the purchase agreement. Depreciation. Drop. Who loses more money? This is the pillar most dealers will not walk you through. Honestly, depreciation is silent. It does not make noise, it does not break down, it just quietly destroys the value of your investment while you are focused on planting seasons. The John Deere 8R series historically holds value exceptionally well in the North American used equipment market. Data from Tractor House and Machinery, Pete auction results consistently show that well-maintained John Deere 8R tractors retain strong resale value after 5 years at typical operational hours. The brand, loyalty, dealer network, and parts availability all contribute to a secondary market that is deep, liquid, and predictable. When you need to move an 8R, there is a buyer. That market exists everywhere in America. The Fendt 1050 Vario presents a more complex depreciation picture in the American market. In Europe, Fendt holds value aggressively. The brand commands premium resale prices in Germany, France, and the UK, where the dealer infrastructure and farmer familiarity support strong secondary demand. In the United States, however, the smaller dealer network, lower total units in operation, and a more limited buyer pool in rural regions can create meaningful depreciation risk beyond what European Fendt owners would experience. On a machine priced at $650,000 to $700,000, even a modest gap in percentage value retention translates into a significant real dollar difference over 5 years. That is not a rounding error. That is a serious financial consideration that belongs in every conversation before a purchase of this scale. Depreciation kills silently. Build it into your numbers before you walk into the dealership, not after. Variation and tension. What happens when they fail? Every machine fails. The question is not if, it is when and what happens next. In many Midwest regions, John Deere's dealer infrastructure can dramatically reduce downtime during planting season. That depth of support, the service trucks, the stocked parts, the certified technicians within reach, is one of the most powerful competitive advantages John Deere holds, and it is built into the brand's DNA across 1,500 dealerships nationwide. Fendt is a different reality in parts of America. Some American Fendt operators have reported longer service wait times in remote regions due to smaller dealer coverage. In areas where AGCO's network is thin, a component failure during peak planting or harvest conditions can mean a wait that no amount of engineering excellence can compensate for. The machine is extraordinary. The support infrastructure in certain American regions is still catching up to the level that machine deserves. The verdict. So which machine wins? If you operate in the Midwest, have a John Deere dealer within easy reach, run a multi-machine operation already connected to the John Deere ecosystem, and need a machine that holds resale value and gets back to work fast, the 8R410 is the most rational, most financially defensible choice in this class. You are buying reliability, infrastructure, and one of the strongest resale markets in American agriculture. If you operate a large, advanced farm with strong AGCO dealer access, value cutting-edge transmission technology, and operator efficiency above all else, and plan to hold this machine for 10 or more years, the Fendt 1050 Vario is arguably one of the most technologically sophisticated row crop tractors available in America today. The cab, the AE, Vario CVT, the Fendt ID engine concept, the fuel efficiency, the German engineering. It reaches a level that is genuinely difficult to match. Here is the question that should follow you out of this video. If Fendt builds out its North American dealer network to match its European support levels over the next 5 years, does John Deere have an answer? Or does green and yellow finally meet its match? Drop your answer below. This comment section is about to get interesting.